Hey, 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 everybody. Hope you're doing well today. Today is Transformation Tuesday. So I'm going to give everyone a chance to get joined in here. And we'll get started. I hope you guys are well today. Was a hot and sunny day here in Houston, Texas. So I hope that you guys had a good day and the weather treated you well in your various locations. All right, guys. So I'm just getting myself set up here and we are going to get going. If you are joining me for the first time, go ahead and hit the share button. Go ahead and hit the share button. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about the reflection you see in the mirror, what you see when you see yourself. That's what we'll be talking about here today. And I hope you are doing well. Go ahead and drop in the comments. Tell me where you're joining me from. What city are you joining me from? Hey, sis, how are you? Let me know that you can hear me well. Give me some thumbs up. You can see me well. Yeah. So, yes. Sis, can you see and hear me well? I hope so. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and hit the share button. Drop some thumbs up in the comments to let me know that you can hear me well and that you see me well. Hey, honey. Oh, I look beautiful. That means you can see me. All right, I have some people joining me from Baltimore. Mike Hugh Hammer. That's one of my loyal Transmission Tuesday attendees. I appreciate your presence, Mike Hugh Hammer. He always shares and everything, so I appreciate you. Bellwood, Illinois, so right outside of Chicago. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Just wanted to make sure you can hear me. So listen, if this is your first time joining me, I'm going to go ahead and start my Instagram live as well. Hello. So we're going live on both platforms, Facebook and Instagram. And my name is Desiree Clay. I am the Des of Des 360. And if this is your first time joining me, thank you so much for joining me. I go live here every Tuesday for Transformation Tuesday tips, real life applicable tips that you could use starting immediately. These are not tips that people kind of give you half of the tips and then you don't know what to do and how to proceed after that. I give you real life tangible tips that you can start immediately. And so thank you so much for joining me. I am a master certified coach and I am a member of the John Maxwell team, amongst many other things. And so I like to go live on Tuesdays to, add value to your life. And so if this is your first time joining me, go ahead and press the share button, invite your friends, host a watch party on your page. Yeah, let's do that. So if you're joining me on Facebook specifically, go ahead and host a watch party. I think you just hit share, or when you hit share, then watch party option comes up, because we're going to be talking about growing today. My life is all about transforming and also helping you to transform your life. Hey, Miss Wanda on Instagram joining me. So listen, a lot of the time we want to talk about growth, but we don't want to talk about or discuss or even think about what it actually requires to grow, right? And so one of my favorite books by John Maxwell is The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. It's one of my absolute favorites of my mentors. And the law of the mirror is one that I absolutely love because it makes you and it challenges you to see yourself, right? So the law that we'll be talking about today is actually law number 3, I believe it is, and it is the law of the mirror. And the law of the mirror basically says that you must see value in yourself to add value to yourself, okay? And so what does that mean? In short, that means that if you believe in yourself, if you value who you are as a person, what you add to the world, then guess what? It's more than likely that you will add value to yourself. So, we hear people all the time saying, invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself. Well, if I don't believe in myself, it's not likely that I would actually invest in myself, right? So that's why it's very important that you must see value in yourself. Then you understand the importance of actually adding value to yourself. And you know, my philosophy is the better you are, the more you have, the better you are in position to give and add values to others, right? So when you take a look in the mirror, I want you to always think about the power of positive self-esteem. So this is not your typical teenage self-esteem talk. I'm talking about even as an adult, because believe it or not, a lot of us have self-esteem issues that we deal with. And sometimes, it's something that we don't talk about. It's one of those hidden things that, we don't discuss. We just don't talk about it with anyone. No one, I don't know any adults that have ever said I have self-esteem issues, right? So self-esteem is the single most significant key to a person's behavior. So how you feel about yourself basically demonstrates or what you do is an outward expression of how you feel about yourself, right? So your behavior is in direct alignment with what you think about yourself. Okay, low self-esteem puts a ceiling on your potential. So if you're thinking about, I want to do this, but I don't think I can do it. I want to be this, but I don't think I can become that. You're probably having self-esteem issues, right? Or self-confidence issues. And so that's why you're not acting on those things that you want to do and become. All right. So the value we place on ourselves is usually also the value that others place on you. So if you ever had to say to yourself, I don't know why people treat me like that. I don't know why they think they can come at me like that. Well, that's probably because of the way you treat yourself. So what you're exuding out into the world is how people treat you. So thank you for joining me on Instagram. Hey guys, and on Facebook, I still have some more people joining me. We're talking about the law of the mirror today, which is one of my absolute favorite laws of one of John Maxwell's books, the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, right? So we're going to dig in, and I know I'm on here for a short time, but I'm trying to get out everything I want to get out today. We may end up having to do a part 2 to this, just so you'll know, but I'll try to get there, okay? So if you place a small value on yourself, rest assured the world will not raise the price. So in other words, it doesn't matter what price you're charging, right? How you tell people that you want to be treated. How you treat yourself is always in direct correlation with how people will treat you. It doesn't matter. You could be a CEO, you could be whatever it is that you are. It doesn't matter. However you're showing up in the world, you're telling people how to then treat you, okay? So you have to take a look in the mirror. Are you having self-esteem issues? It's not a bad thing. It's just an awareness thing. So you need to become aware of it so then we can do some work and try to figure out how we get you back on the right track, okay? So self-esteem, positive self-esteem. When you look in that cute mirror, okay, you holding up that mirror, you being cute, yes, you doing your check with your phone, you checking yourself out. What do you see? Really, what do you see? I want you to answer that question. What do you see when you look in the mirror, okay? Okay, and then the second thing I want you to know is there are specific steps that you can take to actually build your self-image, right? So your self-image, which is in direct correlation with the mirror and what you see in your self-esteem. So the first thing I want you to realize that you're probably doing is your self-talk, your negative self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? Are you constantly being a critical person to yourself? Do you have a critical inner voice? Are you constantly saying what you can't do, who you're not, what you can't attain, what you won't have? All of those things. So what we say about ourselves, we tend to believe, right? What is it that you're saying about yourself? Because what you're saying repeatedly is actually what you believe. What we believe, we tend to act on. Okay. So if you are in a position where, you're believing that I'll never be a millionaire, guess what? You're probably right. You will never be a millionaire because what you tell yourself is how you're going to act. So you're likely not to do things that millionaires do. If you're trying to be on a path to become a millionaire, then what does that look like? Hard work, dedication. What does that look like, right? And then what we act on, we tend to become, right? So if you are in a low place and you're feeling like, I'm never going to be, I ain't going to be nothing, right? Because some of us was told that. Let's just be honest. If I could be honest here in this space today, some of us was told that we would never be nothing but whatever it was that we were, right? You ain't going to be nothing but whatever that is. So you start to believe that thing and then you start to act it out. And for some of us, that means you did absolutely nothing. You squandered your life. You squandered opportunities because of the negative self-talk. Okay. And some of the things that we believe are not even our beliefs. We got these beliefs from someone else. So the other thing is you want to make sure you're questioning where these beliefs and thoughts are coming from. Are these actually your thoughts that you generated? Do you have evidence of these thoughts? Or are these thoughts just coming from someone else that told you whatever, a parent, an aunt, an uncle, grandparents, I don't know. So no world record was ever set by someone who said, I can't do this. I want you to think about that. All these people that are out here breaking glass ceilings, all these people that are out here breaking records and doing everything for the first time, they're being notable. Think about it. They didn't start out that way. They had to have some inner talk. What conversation are you having with yourself? Okay, so the law of the mirror, you must see value in yourself and add value to yourself. Okay, so look in the mirror. What is the power of self-esteem is key here. Then you want to think about your self-image, your self-talk specifically. Then the other thing that we tend to do, which always thwarts our progress, is comparing. Comparison kills, right? So stop comparing yourself to others. You know, one of the things I absolutely hate is when people tell me, you know what, you're the next whatever. My response is always, no, I'm the first Desiree. No offense to whomever they're, comparing me to. It may be a compliment, in some ways they probably mean well. And I take it as that. I don't get feisty or, anything like that. But the point is, I'm the first Desiree. And that's just what it is. I'm just trying to be the best me. Okay, I'm not trying to be the next whomever, and I can name people that people have compared me to, but it's not that deep because guess what? I'm just out here trying to be the best and the first Desiree Clay. That's just it. It's real simple for me. So who are you comparing yourself to? What bar are you holding yourself up against, right? So just think about it, okay? Making comparison is an amazingly powerful attraction that is really just an unneeded distraction to your own potential. So the time that you're wasting comparing yourself, you're wasting time reaching your goals and becoming all that you want to be because we're all on a journey of becoming, right? No one is at a place, I don't know anyone, there is exactly in every area of their life, they're exactly where they want to be. I don't know anybody. If you know anybody, let me know in the comments. Facebook, Instagram, do you guys know anyone who is like totally satisfied in every area of their life? They're straight. Right. Okay, so we're all on a journey, okay? That's the point I'm making. We're all on a journey of becoming, and we're becoming who it is that we want to see. And for some of us, you may want to become the best mom, okay? You may be on a journey to become the best educator, the best principal, the best dad, the best speaker, whatever it is, we're all on a journey. So when you compare yourself, you're slowing down your journey and your progress and your process, okay? So you have to also move beyond your own self-limiting beliefs. So I talked a little bit about, thank you, Denise. I don't know anyone either. Thank you. I don't know anyone. But we talked a little bit about, the critical inner voice and what are you saying to yourself. But these self-limiting beliefs, that's a whole nother monster. I would have to do a whole nother Transformation Tip Tuesday on that one by itself. But one of my favorite quotes was by Charles Schwab. And he said, when a man puts a limit on what he will do, he places a limit on what he can do. And I'll read that again. When a man or a woman, okay, puts a limit on what he will do, he places a limit on what he can do. So immediately when you start to think in your mind everything that you can't do, you are limiting what you actually can accomplish. Okay, you just have to sometimes take the jump and know that the parachute will open up. It's gonna open, just jump. Okay, and so here's some steps. I want to give you a few steps that you can use right away that talks specifically to self-limiting beliefs, but I can't go into detail. We only have a short period of time here, but I'll probably come back and do another continuation of this whole self-limiting beliefs if you guys are interested in that. So the first thing is to identify a limiting belief that you want to change. So this is a process that you can do right now. Think about it. What is a self-limiting belief that you want to change? Do you need some examples? Okay. Yes, Nadia, jump, jump, jump. Okay, you have to jump. You just have to do it. Every day I get on here, guys, every week I'm on here, I'm just jumping. I'm just jumping. So you just have to take the jump. So identify a self-limiting belief. Okay, so one self-limiting belief may be that you can only become what your parents said, right? So when I was growing up, I knew that I wanted to get out the hood and become something. I didn't really know what I wanted to be. So a lot of my mentors were teachers. So guess what I said? I'm going to be a teacher. So even when I thought about being an attorney, because at one point in my life I wanted to be an attorney, right? Some of you didn't know that. Yes, I wanted to be an attorney. I went through a couple different things, but I wanted to be an attorney. And so every time I thought about being an attorney, I thought about all of the reasons why I couldn't be an attorney. Guess what? I never became an attorney. I never even took steps to become an attorney. And so I actually did become a teacher, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, okay? It's just that what it is. Another limiting belief that we oftentimes say is, I can't do it, right? So I want you to fill in the blank, whatever that it is for you, okay? I can't do it, whatever it is. So I can't, finish my 5K race. My husband's a runner, so I use running analogies all the time, okay? So he runs. I can't complete this assignment. I can't complete this paper, right? Yes, I wanted to be an attorney, and then I actually wanted to be a chef. I love cooking and I love eating even more. I love trying food. I want to travel and just eat. Yes, so I did want to be an attorney. I really did. Like I was dead set on it, and then my mind talked me out of it. And then I wanted to be a chef, and the only thing I could tell myself is I was going to be a teacher because that's what was told to me. I was going to be a teacher. And so now I'm teaching, but now the world is my classroom. Look how God worked that thing out. Yes. Okay. um, so self-doubt, we'll talk about that. Someone said on Facebook that they're wondering about where the major self-doubt comes from, that you experience a lot. Self-doubt comes from failing. And so because we think about failing as failure, and then we start to say that we are a failure, then we start to, everything else, we compare it to the last time that we failed. So when you start looking at failure as an opportunity for growth, then your perspective about yourself changes, right? Your self-doubt start to change because when you fail, you say, okay, I messed up right there. So now I know how to pivot. I know how to make the corrections and the changes. But a lot of us don't think about failure like that. We think about failure as failing, and that's it. Once we fail, we quit. That's it. My shirt today, you got to push past your quit, period. You just got to push past it. So Brittany, we'll talk more about that. And Instagram, I was responding to someone on Facebook. Yes. Yes. Yes, Ms. Williams, I wanted to be you. Yeah, you were like a model teacher to me. One of my teachers on Instagram, former educator, she impacted my life very heavily. She was an attorney and poured into my life in ways that I don't even know if she knows I remember. But she was amazing. So she was in school as an educator. I think she was paying her way through law school. She was an attorney. But anyway, that's another conversation. So you're going to identify your self-limiting belief. And then you're going to determine how that belief limits you. So in what ways is that belief now limiting you? Is it stopping you from moving forward? Is it that you're moving forward, but you're moving forward scared? Is it that you don't even want to think about it? It gives you anxiety. Like, how is that belief limiting you at this point, right? Then the third thing you want to do is decide how you want to act, feel, or think. So how do you really want to act, feel, or think? When you think about, I'm going to use myself, I want to be an attorney. What does that look like? What do you want to feel? What do you want to think about when you think that thought? Okay. And then the last thing is decide a turnaround. And I'm using this in air quotes. You're going to decide a turnaround statement that affirms or gives you the permission to act or think differently. So instead of saying, I can't finish my 5K, you'll say, I can finish my 5K, even if it takes me a longer time than what I want to, right? So my husband always sets a time goal. If anybody runs, you'll know what I'm saying. You want to run a 5K in 30 minutes or something, right? But just say you're not able to run the 5K in 30 minutes. It doesn't mean you can't run a 5K. It just means that today you can't run a 5K in 30 minutes. You're not in condition. Hey, Uncle D. Okay? So it simply means you have to replace that thought. You can't take away something and not replace it. That's with anything. Any habits, whether it's a mental habit or a physical habit, you cannot take something away without giving it something else positive. You have to retrain your thinking. You have to reframe your thought process, if you will. So if you're saying, I can't run a 5K, you can run a 5K. Maybe you're not able to get it done in 30 minutes. So what you say is, I can run a 5K even if it takes me 45 minutes, an hour, whatever the time frame is, okay? So yes, you can finish it. You can finish it. So you have to identify the limiting belief. You have to determine how that belief actually limits you. And then you want to decide how you really want to act, feel, and think. And then decide your turnaround statement. So your replacement statement, okay? Then after you've done all that, then you can actually begin to add value to others. So we're talking about the laws of growth here, guys. We're talking about one of John Maxwell's, one of my mentors, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, one of my favorite books by him. And I'm actually tackling law number 3, which is the law of the mirror. And it basically says you must see value in yourself to add value to others. Like if you're not willing to invest in yourself and bet on yourself, then there's no way you're going to be able to pour into others, okay? So again, you're going to look in the mirror. The power of positive self-esteem is everything, guys. Then you're going to take the steps necessary to build a self-image, okay? And then you're going to stop comparing yourself to others because comparison kills. It's just real simple. Comparison kills. Then you're going to move on beyond your own self-limiting beliefs, okay? And then you'll begin to add values to others. You'll be able to do the right thing even if it's the hard thing to do, right? Because that's what our grandparents told us. Do the right thing even if it's a hard thing to do. Do the right thing even when no one is looking. So that's the hard thing. And then you're going to practice a small discipline every day. So when you're in the process of changing things, it is not going to happen overnight. Let me tell you, it is not going to happen in a week. For some of us, depending upon what it is, it won't even happen in a month's time. You're going to have to take this thing in chunks. You're going to have to take bite-sized pieces. Like, I mean, think about it. No one can eat an elephant in a day. Okay, so some of us have elephants that we're trying to eat in one day, and that's why we feel like we're failing and we're not able to accomplish anything, and then self-doubt sets in. Well, because you're trying to eat an elephant in a day, it's not going to work. So you have to chunk this thing. You take a small part at a time, okay? Be kind to yourself, okay? Don't let yourself get away with murder, but at the same time, be kind to yourself. It is a process, okay? This is a journey. You have to be intentional every day about your growth process, and it will not happen over time. If you mess up, start again, okay? And then what you want to do is celebrate the small victories. Now, I'm preaching to the choir because my husband is on the Facebook Live, and he'll tell you that that's one of the things I had to start working on my growth journey in becoming what I am today. You know, a master certified coach and speaker and author and trainer. I had to realize that I had to celebrate the small victories because I'm really hard on myself. Like, I'm really hard on myself. Sometimes it's like, yeah, you did that. That's great. Keep it moving, right? But I always have to remember to, again, thanks, husband, think big and start small. That's just what life is. You have to think about your big picture. Always keep that in the forefront of your mind, but understand that it's going to take steps to get there, okay? So, yes, you want to take massive action. And so that sometimes get confused with, when people say massive action, they sometimes get it confused with starting small. And it's not synonymous. So starting small means you're being realistic enough to know that you can't, build Rome in a day. But you also know that I can think about building Rome and start with the small pieces. Okay? Doing something today is the massive action. Actually putting yourself into action is massive action. So if there is something that you can get done today, then by all means, do it. Write out the plan. That's something that you can do today. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're practicing a small discipline, okay? And celebrate the small victories along the way. Then you want to make sure that you're embracing a positive vision for your life based on what you value. So start with your value systems. For me, one of my things that I value is my family, right? So I hold that in really high esteem. And so when I think about quitting or when I think about changing and I want to give up or I don't feel like it, right? I think about how that would affect my big picture. So what's your big picture? What is your lack of growth enabling? What is it slowing down? Okay. And then you want to also practice the one word strategy. Well, what's the one word strategy? The one word strategy is one word that's going to get you back. It's like an anchoring thought, if you will. So what's one word that's going to get you back on track, back on target, right? So for me, there you go. Yes, Uncle D. PPYQ. Yes. That's literally what we say around my house all day, every day. And I say that because we want to quit a whole lot. We're tired. We have 2 babies in this house, okay, and a 15-year-old in the house and a 13-year-old in Louisiana, okay? So we have 4 children that we're constantly worried about. We have businesses that we're running. And, yeah, we're tired. Like, can we just be honest here? I think this is a safe space. And I want to quit. And quit doesn't mean I want to give up life. It just means I want to go to sleep. Or I don't want to think. I want to watch garbage TV, which I don't have time to watch anymore. Like, I want to know what happened at the end of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't even know where I was at in the season. But I don't have time for that. I'm trying to build myself and add value to me so that I can be able to serve you in this same capacity, right? So PPYQ, Uncle D, that's your word. My husband plays the same thing, okay? So then the last thing you want to do is to make sure you're taking responsibility for your life. Long gone are the days that you can blame everybody else in your life and in your circle for everything that you didn't do and that you didn't accomplish. It's just like time out for that. Like, just stop. You cannot blame anyone else for it again. Like, just stop. Today, make a promise to yourself that you will no longer blame the person that raised you, okay, the person that didn't raise you, the person that didn't do the best job that you think they should have done raising you, the person who was your next door neighbor, the teacher who didn't teach you the best and you didn't become the best speller in the nation. All these things and these people that we constantly blame for our lack and our inability to make progress or, our inability to change our mind about making progress. Let's just stop it. We just have to stop it. That's a growing pain that you just need to let go. It's time to overcome those things, okay? So I want you to seriously, this week, this is your homework assignment. I want you to take a look in the mirror and be able to answer. What do you see? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? What negative self-talk do you need to correct? What thinking do you need to reframe, okay? What self-limiting beliefs are you holding on to because someone simply telling you that that's what it was? Like, because somebody told you that, the sky was blue, did you do any research yourself? Did you look it up? Did you verify it, or did you just go with it? Because a lot of our beliefs that we hold on to, I'm in my 30s, late 30s. I guess it's, wow, late 30s. Wow, yeah, late 30s. And like, I can no longer blame anyone else for my thinking. I can challenge every thought that I've literally been given. So, one of the things that I was told when I was younger was I was pretty for a dark skinned girl. Yeah, pretty for a dark skinned girl. Go figure. I'm just pretty. I'm just cute. I know that now, but it took me a long time to process that. What the heck does that mean? I'm pretty for a dark skinned girl. Like, those are some of the things I was told, especially when I, hung out with more fair skinned friends. So that was a belief that I had to kind of like debunk and break down. Like, think about your self-limiting beliefs and your belief systems as a table, right? So you have a table has four legs. So say your belief is the actual table, the platform part of the table, and then the legs is the evidence that supports the belief. Okay? Well, we know if it is a table, we need four legs. And if you're able to knock down one of the pieces of evidence that you thought was true to bring that whole table and that whole thought process down, then that's what we need to do. Okay? So no, I'm not pretty for a dark skin girl. I'm just pretty because I am. Right? So that's just an example of one of the limiting beliefs that I had to overcome myself. Um, yeah. So overcoming growing pain. So some other things that you could do is just make a list of your best personal qualities. If you're looking and you're like, I don't even know where to start, just start thinking about your own personal qualities. That's always a good place to start. Start with your strengths, start with your personal qualities, and then go there and then review them every day. So if what you're doing is not in alignment with your values, then that means you probably need to switch up some things. If your thought processes are not in alignment with what you're doing with your hands, then you probably need to rework some things, okay? Because what's in your head goes through your hands, period, okay? So what you think about, you eventually do. So if those things are not in alignment with what you are envisioning for your life and for your world, it's time for you to get on your growth journey. It's time for you to take a look in the mirror, okay? If you're having a problem with negative self-talk, write some positive affirmations around your house, your room, your mirror, your car, everywhere, wherever you need them, on your cell phone. Change your screensaver to some positive affirmations. Whatever you need to tell yourself, whatever you need to do to make it happen, guys, now is the absolute time. And so I hope that there was something here that I said to you today that will help you challenge. I want you to challenge your thinking. I want you to challenge your way of being and get on this growth journey with me, right? Because it's definitely a journey. It is not a destination. And the process is a part of the prize that you get at the end. It's not just about getting what we want. It's about actually growing and becoming what we want. And every day that changes as you grow. The more you want to grow, you become kind of like me, a junkie, a personal growth junkie. Like, I started doing the work on myself way back when. I think my real work on myself started when I was in college and I was getting my bachelor's in education. And you have to do all of those education courses that make you reflect. And I had to reflect on my life and everything that I had ever been told, everything that I was told that was true, and everything that I said that was real, and everything that I had been fed, and everything that I had seen and done. I had to just really redo some thinking. I had to do some real self-reflecting. And so since then, in order for me to be the best teacher I could be, I had to be the best person I could be. I had to be the best me. I couldn't go in with all these bias and, fixed mentality and fixed mindset. I couldn't do it. And so that's what made me such a great teacher, I would think, is because I was really open to everything. My perception wasn't limited. I have really a worldview perspective. And so there's nothing I haven't heard or nothing that I, pass judgment on. I really don't. You can ask my husband. It's like, okay, you did it. Okay, let me tell you what I did or what my thought process was. For me, it's not that big of a deal. But while you're on the journey, I want you to take a look in the mirror and I want you to see value in yourself so that you can add value to others. So if this is a live that you enjoyed, definitely go ahead and drop some hearts, some emojis, if you please, in the comments. Let me know where you're from. And if you're watching this by replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay so I'll kind of engage my audience time and things like that. Your feedback is always very helpful for me. And if you want some more conversations like this, go ahead and say, I want more in the comments. Just put, I want more. If these Transformation Tuesdays are helpful to you, let me know. If you'd like for me to stay in this vein and talk a little bit more about self-talk and affirming yourself, then definitely let me know that as well. Start letting me know what you want to hear, guys. I told you my personal growth junkie. I can probably talk about anything. So just definitely let me know. And don't be selfish on your journey. Bring a friend. Bring a friend. So share this with someone who you know needs to hear this. You just never know. And I appreciate you joining me. My name is Desiree Clay. I'm the Des of Des 360. You can follow me on all my social media platforms at Des 360. My website is DesireeClay.com. That's DISEREE, one I, three E's.com. And I also have a YouTube channel. You can find me at Des360 on YouTube as well. Don't forget, Think Big, Start Small. My first online course. We dig really deep into this on in my course. It is for the introductory rate, 99 bucks. Come on. We spend $99 on manis and petties. So invest in yourself. I promise you it's worth it. It's on demand, 5 modules. It is absolutely amazing. If you are ready to transform, just go to I'mReadyToTransform.com, get signed up. And if you join my private Facebook group, then while you're in the course, you have access to me. So it's not so much self-guided. If you have some questions or need some things you want to work out, you could definitely access me in the group. So Think Big, Start Small is the course. And I talk all about setting goals, reaching goals, overcoming mindset obstacles, and self-limiting beliefs, and all of the whole mindset thing is really important. So I cover all of that good stuff. So, yes, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you guys for joining me. This has been another Transformation Tuesday, Des 360. Bye. Bye, guys. I hope you have a great, 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 great week.